To the person who has a hard time feeling your needs or your boundaries, this is for you. Or whether or not you find it difficult and or have self-criticism towards the fact that you can't set a boundary or you find it difficult to set a boundary. Whether or not you find it difficult or whether or not you have experience with people almost getting angry at you for not setting a boundary, for doing something that you don't like or don't want to do, and not being able to say no or not being able to get out of it, no matter the situation. If you have experience with people blaming you for not setting a boundary, I want you to know that it's not your fault. You probably learned early on in your life that you were not allowed to have any boundaries. And if you did try to say no or try to stop something or try to express that you didn't want this or didn't like this, that you were punished for it. Maybe you even experienced people getting angry at you or abusing you, shaming you for simply having a boundary. So let that sink in, that you did not choose to not be good at setting boundaries. Give yourself some grace and compassion, because how can you do something if you never learned it was okay to do it? How can you even feel your needs if no one allowed you to feel it? Maybe you were taught to shut down. Maybe you were taught to cater to other people's needs and boundaries. Always obey other people. Always be there for others. But you were never allowed to have anyone, but you never felt that anyone was there for you. You never felt that anyone listened to your boundaries or your needs. And so you learned to push them away. This was not your fault. It was out of survival. You had to do so. And now you struggle setting boundaries or even feeling what your boundaries are or feeling what your needs are. This is not your fault. And people who shame and blame you for not setting a boundary in time or not even setting a boundary at all and overstepping your own boundaries. Or if you yourself blame yourself for doing something you don't want to do or that you realize later on you shouldn't have done because it was actually crossing your boundary or it actually wasn't your need at all. Know that it's okay. It's okay that you blame yourself because that's what you learned other people would do. You learn to treat yourself how other people treated you. And awareness is the first key. So just being aware of the fact that you struggle with boundaries, you struggle with your needs, and you struggle to express those needs and boundaries, or you struggle to express them in time. Maybe you express it later on. And you know what? That's okay too. That's a boundary too. If you realize that you have said yes to something and then later on realize that I actually don't want to do this, it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no even if it's not at the same time as other people say it. It's okay to say yes and then say no again. Or the opposite, say no and then realize later on that actually you do want to do it. So for instance, you might recognize this feeling of being invited to something. Let's say someone asks you, do you want to go to this concert on Friday? And your immediate response is nothing. You don't feel like you want to. You also don't feel like you don't want to. You're not even able to feel your need or your boundary at all. First of all, it's okay to say, I'll think about it. Or say, I don't know yet. It's okay to express that unknowing that you're in. Maybe you recognize the feeling that you somehow need to say yes immediately to please the other person, so the other person doesn't feel rejected by you. Maybe you feel like you have to say yes because, well, you might as well just say yes because you don't think like it's a bad idea to go to the concert. You might not feel that you want to go, but you're just like, there's just nothing. It's just neutral. So you might as well just say yes. Or maybe you'll have a good time. Or maybe you think, oh, I'm so isolated, I don't really go out, I might as well say yes to this because no one ever invites me to anything. I'm so used to being alone and not doing anything, and I might as well just do something. Get out of this state of isolation somehow, even if I actually don't really want to. Or you might think, oh, if I don't say yes, then no one is ever going to ask me again. No one is ever going to invite me. I might as well just say yes to this because no invitation will come my way. No other situation will make me say yes. Like, there won't come another situation or another invitation that I want more than this, so I might as well say yes. The same with dating. You might think, I might as well just say yes to this person, even though I actually don't really necessarily want to date or want to be around this person, but I might as well say yes because nothing better is gonna come along, and this is the only chance I get, so I might as well just say yes, even if I actually don't want to do it. Or you might think this, which is probably the most devastating thing, the most hopeless reaction, that you think, I might as well just say yes to this invitation because I'll never be able to feel my needs anyway. I'll never be able to feel my boundaries anyway. There will never be another situation in which I have an enthusiastic and happy and powerful, loud yes to something. I'll never be as passionate or as willing to do anything ever, so I might as well just say yes. Maybe eventually I will, start to get used to it and get used to going to concerts, even though I actually don't necessarily want to go to concerts, but maybe I can convince myself over time if I just continue to do it, even though I don't want to do it. I don't know about you, but when I hear these outcomes, it makes me sad because there's a reason why you don't feel your needs and boundaries. There's a reason why you've been convinced that you kind of have to say yes to something. Because either you think that there's no hope for you, or you think that you need to do it, or you have an obligation to that person, or you have to please that person. It all comes down to hopelessness about yourself, and also lots of low self-worth about yourself, and that you actually don't deserve to feel your needs, deserve to feel your boundaries, deserve to have a situation where someone invites you to something and it actually feels exciting for you. You actually feel happy about it, and you actually do want to say yes, and you have enthusiasm about it. So it just goes to show how much you've been used to not feeling yourself. And also maybe just saying yes to things because you think if you just continue to do it, then maybe you'll start to get used to it. Maybe your needs will start opening up. But I have to tell you that doing something again and again that you don't want to do is not going to open up your needs. There's a difference in you being used to isolation and used to not doing things or used to not socializing, and you actually want to get out there and you want to experience stuff, but you just feel a little bit hesitant for other reasons. Let's say you have anxiety about it, or you feel nervous about going to a concert with lots of people, for instance. But this is another situation. This is not about, being invited to something and feeling like there's a part of you that actually wants to go, but there's another part of you that is too afraid, that holds you back from it. This is not about that. This is a situation in which you actually don't feel like you want to do that thing. And at the same time, you don't feel like you don't want to do it. It's like there's just nothing. And for whatever reason, it might be, the person asking you that you don't want to hang out with. It might be the situation itself. I invite you to try and experiment with it and ask yourself, what do I enjoy? What do I like to do by myself, for instance? Like, what do I like to do for myself? What do I enjoy doing? Do more of that. do more of the things that you enjoy, that is going to open up your needs even more. That is going to teach you to open up those needs. Trying to do something again and again that you don't want to do, that is not going to open up your needs. That's just going to teach you that your needs and boundaries are irrelevant and not necessary and not important. So that will just bring you further away from your needs and boundaries. And I know you might be scared and think, oh, but if I say no to that, then, I'm never going to do anything. I'm never going to experience anything. Or, if you say no again and again to specific opportunities, that, you're just going to be alone forever. I know that feeling so well. But I think some people, they rarely tap into themselves in order to figure out, what do I want to do? Most of their lives are based on what they're expected to do or what other people are doing. They see on social media some restaurant opening and lots of people going to this restaurant, and then they think, oh, I want to go there too. That's a popular place. I want to go there too. I want to be part of the crowd too. I want to belong too. And so I think there is some truth to that we're used to following the crowd. We're used to following what other people do. So when you're left in the situation of not being able to feel your needs and boundaries, there's a part of you that just want to say yes to it, just want to fit in, just want to do what other people are doing. And then maybe that will open up your needs. But I have to tell you that other people are not closer to their needs or boundaries than you are. They don't have the key. They haven't figured it out. They might not be in the same situation as you where they don't feel their needs or boundaries, but they've been so automated to just doing things again and again and again and again, just doing the same thing again and again, going to the gym every Tuesday again and again and again. They never stop and ask themselves, do I actually want to do this? Is it actually something I enjoy? Or do I do it out of obligation? Do I do it out of fear? Do I do it because I'm scared that I won't fit in, I won't belong? Am I scared of just being by myself? So many people, they do stuff because they can't be with themselves. But people like you are probably really good at being with yourself. So take that opportunity to actually figure out, what do I enjoy doing by myself, and do more of that. And eventually you're going to figure out what you enjoy, and the things that you enjoy with yourself, you're probably going to enjoy with other people as well. That will enable you to start, seeking out communities that are based on things that you like, or you're going to, start meeting people that are similar to yourself, or you're going to start, inviting someone to do something that you like, taking initiative in specific situations, but also realizing that when someone invites you to something, you'll be more clear about whether or not you actually want to do it or not, or whether or not it's actually not something that fits into the values that you have in your life. So instead of waiting for someone to give you an invitation to something, invite yourself into a space where life is about you and your needs and your boundaries, and listening to yourself every day, doing what you enjoy every day, even if it's just for 5 minutes. But practicing that is going to tap you more and more into a state of enjoyment in life. And also, the more you listen to that call within that tells you, I want to do this, the more you listen to that and act on that, the more you're gonna be able to listen to it in other situations. If someone invites you to something, or if you have, an idea about doing something with someone, you're gonna be more able to tap into that and listen to it and respond to it. But if you continue to do something that you don't want to do in hopes that maybe it will convince you over time, I just have to say, it won't convince you over time. At most, it will teach you to just fit in somewhere, even if you don't enjoy being there. At most, it will maybe mean that you meet more people, but not people that you actually enjoy being around or are similar with in any way or connect to in any way. It might mean that you have a packed calendar, but Are you even there to experience it and enjoy it? Because your needs and boundaries are still shut down and you're doing stuff that is not about you, but about what other people are doing. And so this is the time for you. This is your time. It is your time to start living a life based on the things that you enjoy, even if you're still trying to figure out what it is that you enjoy.